Alright, so you can see here, I've actually gone ahead and downloaded the Thrive setup.zip from my email address. I just sent it to myself. It's pretty much the easiest method to get this up here. So I'll show you what comes up here. It's going to come up with this. It's going to show you this. We're going to download it. You're going to hit download anyway. It's going to start downloading, and then you'll have a downloaded file in your downloads. Let me get to it. You can see we paused it here, and I've downloaded it already, and I've extracted it to my desktop. Alright, I can close out all these windows once I have successfully downloaded the Thrive underscore setup.zip. Close all tabs. First step is to install Log Me In. I'm going to go back to the. You can see here we have Thrive set up. We're going to extract all this initially. But the first step is what we're going to do is we're going to go into Tbox setup and we're going to extract all. I usually do it straight to the desktop. So we have all that Tbox set up. We can delete that zip file. So we still have to use that folder in the future, so we have to remember. Alright, so we don't need this with us. Those are just files, locations. I'll show you how to access that information. So log me in first. You can double click log me in to install it. You're going to select I have read and agree to the license agreement, hit next. I've already installed it, so we'll just reinstall the current version. So now I'm just logging back in. It's going to ask you to update. You can remind me later and then hit finish. You're going to see this pop up. It should say accessible. You don't need this. And you should see it on the list of log me in clients per this information here. This is going to be our log me in client. You can see I have a newly set up Tbox. You can hit the information button to rename this to the same testing. Enter. And then you'll see that Tbox actually show up as testing account in our list. So we're going to go back to our Tbox. Alright, so what I've got here is we can delete log me in because we've installed it. This is going to be, you see these two, these are databases, so we're going to have to install the 86 version. Usually it's not going to be 64, except now here you're going to have to select will be installed on local hard drive, hit next, install, select yes, and then finish. And then you can delete those two files. ASCOM trial setup, you're going to have to extract that to the desktop. Double click on the ASCOM. This one usually takes the longest to install, so I'm gonna just let it go through its paces here so we can see how long it takes. Once you click on this, you're gonna select next, accept the terms and agreement, select next, and install. This is where we're gonna need our ASCOM license per the document I'm going to attach here. Our ASCOM license. I'm gonna just minimize this real quick. Is actually in this file, ASCOM license info. You'll see a license number and a purchase date. So I'm going to put in testing account here. That's the client we're using it with. That's going to be our license number and our password once it prompts us, and we'll go through that process in a moment once this sets up. For now, I'm just going to leave this here. It's going to configure. We can't run anything else. I've tried installing other files while this is going, and it interrupts, and it causes all kinds of issues, and it could corrupt the install of ASCOM, which licenses our application to run. So if it's corrupted, you'll have to reinstall, you'll have to retrieve the license and the password. It's a pain in the butt. So just leave this go for now. I'm going to step out some additional steps that will not interfere with the process. Right now, one of the steps to take, we wanted to type in here netplwiz. We're going to run this command, this netplwiz command. And you see this checkbox. Users must enter a username and password to use this computer. Uncheck it. It's going to ask you, once you select OK, it's going to ask you to enter the password. Thrive PC $. Alright, so we're good there. We can also check some of our power settings. What we're going to do there is we're going to go to Control Panel. We're going to select the Desktop Control Panel app. We're looking for our power settings. Where that usually is located is going to be under Hardware and Sound. And you'll see our power options. It's currently on balance. That's fine. We're going to go to Change Plan Settings. We don't want to turn the display off. Usually there will not be a display, but we don't want to turn it off. We're going to change Advanced Power Settings. We don't want this ever to turn off. The turn off hard disk after should be at 0 or never. Apply. We're also looking for sleep settings. There are no sleep settings currently, so that's fine. When the client does install this, however, sometimes it'll update with sleep settings, so you'll have to check after the install to check the sleep settings. You do not want sleep settings to be on. Right now it's not displaying any sleep settings. I also changed Intel graphics settings for performance. Just right now it's on balance. I just want it to perform. Maximum performance. And then we are good to go. Click OK, save changes. And we're all set with our power settings and our netplwiz. Alright, this looks like it's almost about ready to go here. You can see that little green bar is finally moving for us. Perfect. You don't have to view the README, that's just extra crap that's going to pop up. We're going to launch Automated Solutions and select Finish. See Automated Solutions, we're going to go to our License Manager. In this License Manager, we're going to enter our license information from the ASCOM file in Google Drive. Once it loads. So we want Modbus TCP master. We want to activate it online. You just hit next again, and you'll see the license ID, password, install name. So now I'm going to go to our document. You can see here, I'm just going to copy this. Actually, it won't let you copy, so you have to type this in as it is. It over here. Our license ID is 618-229-68. Our password is going to be 852. Those will change from, you'll have to purchase, get more once we've used them all. You can see this is the last one we have available. So right now, what we're going to have to do is you'll have to reach out to, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to send Mark and Tracy an email alerting them that we need more ASCOM licenses. Install name, it's whatever. The testing account is fine. And then we'll hit next and activate now. If you've entered anything improperly as far as the username or password from Automated Solutions, it's going to come up with an error, but you can see here I've activated this successfully, and you'll see it also up here, licensed single computer. Let me maximize this. You can see once you've entered your license ID successfully, you'll see a licensed single computer for Modbus TCP master, and we've successfully loaded our license for automated solutions, and we can close this out. And we can also delete the zip file. Next step, what we're going to do is, this is our application. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder in the C directory. So in order to do that, close out of this, and navigate to that directory. Click this PC, Windows C, right click, new folder. Name this folder Thrive MES. We're going to drag this Thrive TCOM 1.7.4 folder. We're going to extract it. I extract it with the name just TCOM instead of all this, so we know which current version we're running. So we're going to write TCOM, and it'll automatically create that folder for us. Alright, so now we have our application here. You see, this is our actual application. We're going to have to modify this TCOM exe config file. So right click. We're going to do that again. Open with Notepad. More apps. Notepad. Hit OK. This is actually going to be legacy. So we're going to do legacy.downtimecollectionsolutions.com. File. Save. We're also going to create a shortcut for this. We're going to right click on our actual application, our TCOM, just the application file, right click and create a shortcut. I'm going to drag this to the desktop for now, and I'm going to show you where we're going to put that. For now, I'm going to run this too, just to show you our application. All default, once you set this up, you'll see the account defaults to our test account, which is Wally Test. I'll have to change it manually by going into our settings here. You can see it's loading all Wally Test lines, not the lines we set up. So in order to load the testing account we set up, I'm going to put testing account. I'm going to log in. It may take a moment because it's loading your line statuses, device setup, so just give it a moment to log in, and you should see our lines pop up, our single line that we created earlier pop up here. It's thinking about it. You can also see our success message here. If we go over to the logger, and let's go back to it. There we go. So our packaging line is selected. If I had made additional lines, they would show up here. If you uncheck this, it's not going to collect information. So you do have to click Save, so we log in from now on using our testing account or whatever account you're currently working with on that T-Box. Now you see our line quality and all that stuff. Right now it's bad because we haven't set up our IP or our adapter IP address. Right now we don't have it set up. I'm going to go through that process here a little bit. I just wanted to show you a little bit about the application, how to log into the correct client. Alright, now we're going to work with this shortcut. We're going to minimize this. We created the shortcut. We put it on our desktop. Now we're going to navigate to automatically start this if the PC should shut down. So in order to do that, we're going to go percentage app data percentage. And you'll see this file folder pop up here. We're going to click it. Microsoft. Windows. Start menu. Programs. Startup. Drag and drop your shortcut. Rename the shortcut to TCOM. Just TCOM. Enter. Now whenever I restart this T-Box, TCOM will automatically start on reboot. So we successfully added our shortcut here. So we're going to go back we have some more software to install. So I'm going to drag this out here to the desktop just to show you. It's software. We're going to extract it to the desktop just for ease of view. This one may take a while. This is the largest zip file that we're working with, is our software zip file. Ouch. Slowly but surely we'll get it here. Alright, so we've successfully unzipped our software. We're going to go to Wago Ethernet settings, install this. Select yes, English, next, accept, install. Don't have to run it right now. We'll create a shortcut on the desktop. We're going to go to Wago. We're going to extract this. This is the driver for the USB dongle, so this will allow us to set up our IP address range. Close that. So we've unzipped it. We're going to go to Wago USB cable driver setup. I'm going to install this. Next. Accept. Next. That's fine. It'll actually set up another driver too, so you'll have to select next again on that one. Finish, and then finish. And now we're on, we don't have to worry about this IP addressing tool, it's fine. We're going to Code Assist. You'll see a bunch of stuff in here. This is for our logic. So what we're doing, we're scrolling down to our setup application. You see that right here. Double click that. Select yes. English. This is another one that might take a little while to set up, and don't run any other applications. You may screw up or corrupt it. Yep. Next. That's fine. Yep. So now we're setting up our Code Assist, which is the logic for our controller here. I'm going to exit out of this. We're going to select both private and public networks. It's going to bring up a PDF. You don't. It's in German too. It's still installing stuff. Still installing. We're verifying, installing Visual C#. Once we're done with Code Assist, we're actually done with that software portion. We can delete that zip file. Okay. So the remaining part, you'll see Wago Programs and Wago Standard. We're going to use the Standard 5.5. That's the newest version. They're both versions of our logic. Those are older versions. So we're just going to drag 5.5 out here. And we can extract that while we're waiting on this. This is the last portion before we start getting into installing the logic and changing our IP address range. The first step after Code Assist is successfully installed, I'm going to show you how to change our adapter IP address to connect. Remember earlier we flipped our dip switch, which sets our IP range on the PLC to 192.168 .1 .anything. It doesn't matter as long as we know the first three range. We're good to go. I'll show you how that plays a role here shortly as soon as we're completed installing Code Assist here. All right, so we finished. We're good. So we're going to change our